life, we each have our what ifs. Like, what if I'm the only Toastmaster tonight that has a half virtual background, like what you can see right now? Kidding aside, there are times when we tend to wonder what could happen if we have done things even just a bit differently. Relatively, we are also always searching for something in our life. Many of us do not know what exactly it is yet we still keep looking. As every day is full of uncertainties, we have come up with the great perhaps. I find the phrase somewhat I find the phrase somewhat peculiar. However, it is the supposed famous last words of French writer Francois Rabelais back in 1553. He said, "I go to seek a great perhaps," just shortly before he died, to which he refers to as the afterlife. Well, it may give the impression of a sinister warning, but I take this as a friendly advice. Whether it is in life or death, nobody knows what is going to happen. Nevertheless, in the words of Rabelais, we must pursue it out. We should not wait for it to come to us. It is also most certainly not to be delayed until the very end. It can be our motivation for our direction in life rather than our destination. As for me, I tend to look for the great perhaps to find answers. For context, the word perhaps is more commonly used to express uncertainty or possibility. It simply means you are not too sure or definite about something. One may ask, then, TM Nova, what is so great about it? Why should we venture into this perhaps? If we know nothing about it, well, by taking a leap of faith, we take on an adventure of exploration of the unknown. With this, we discover new things. We may also find answers, and the real treasure is to carry the experience of knowing. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster and guests, have you ever searched for the great perhaps? Back in 2016, I met this person with a rare case of cancer. He was an optimistic individual. That same year, my father died. I can see my father's eyes in his eyes. He became a family. He is an 80-year-old man fighting his battles with cancer. I remember him saying he'd like me to marry his son so he can peacefully go up there when it's his time. As a Dalagang Filipina, yeah, I just laughed it out. On a serious note, he told me that he wanted to have his own school in the Philippines and his own foundation to help the poor. One time he called and said that a university in Japan needs an English teacher and he wanted me to go. That time, I was not sure of what I wanted in life. I refused and decided to pursue my master's degree instead. Fast forward to 2020, pandemic hit. We lost contact. The last time he said was his cancer is getting worse, that he forgets things. And he must have forgotten about me too. It felt like I lost a father for the second time. I had a lot of questions in my mind, like, is he still alive? If I came to teach in Japan sooner, would I be happier? Too many questions left unanswered. Well, life is simply just full of questions, and the answers will not come on their own, right? We do not need to wait for our final moments to seek this greatness that the famous French writer talks about. The real accomplishment, in this sense, is finding out. As they say, you will never know if you will never try. The thought seems cliche, but it is nothing but the truth. As conscious beings, we deserve a chance to satisfy our curiosities. If the time comes that I decide to satisfy my curiosity, I know that I will be scared. And it is understandable that many of us feel fear. In general, people just dislike uncertainty. Just a year ago, I decided to apply for a certain program that could be a way for me to find answers, but I was not lucky enough. I failed. However, I just try to keep in mind that regret is worse. The regret of not doing what you wanted to do. The journey in seeking out the answers is not easy. We might get hurt and we might lose some along the way. Well, pain is temporary, but remorse is forever. It is the lingering of the total disappointment that you feel when you wish you could have done something differently. Ironically, regret is one of my major fears. As we all know, we cannot turn back time, but we can use the present well. I do not want something holding me back. It is important for me that I do not live out the rest of my days or the rest of my life in remorse. If I succeed, then I will be more than happy. If I do not, then the most important thing is that I learned. Either way, I know I will come out of my journey as a better person. On the contrary, I am not romanticizing taking risks. At the very least, it should not be done to the extreme. I am not here to glorify uncertainties, but to provide perspective. There must still be some form of balance. Just a month ago, I decided again to apply for the same program. Well, I might still fail, but it is rather significant as well to understand that it is not about the end point. It is about you trying to take the journey no matter how uncertain it is. While there might not be a clear purpose or direction, as we do not know exactly where we are going, we should still be able to appreciate the journey. It is the experience and memories we gain along the way that makes it great. It is also not about accomplishment, but fulfillment. Well, the story I shared might have been from years back, but it is indeed important to look back for us to move forward. Personally, I follow the ideology surrounding the great, perhaps, as a guidance in living my life to the fullest. I just want to be free and be a better person overall. I want to find answers. I just want to follow my dreams and be the best me I can be. Fellow Toastmasters, how about you? What is your great perhaps? Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, TMZen.